Hey, this is Phil Lilley, Lilley's Landing Resort and Marina on Lake Taneycomo. Going to do one cast today. It is Saturday the 11th or the 10th. It's one of the two. I don't know. I've boated up here Jim Stafford's old house. I've got a black and chartreuse 32nd ounce jig on 2-pound line. They're running 2 units, but I think they're starting to slow it down. So they've been running 2 units all afternoon. Okay, get situated here. Yeah, this is not very deep over here. I'm gonna back up just a little bit. This chartreuse makes a really good highlight for the black. It's kind of what I'm going after, a little highlight. Fishing's been pretty good today. This 2 units is a little easier to fish for a lot of people, and at least they've been catching them on night crawlers drifting out in front of our place all afternoon. Duane said he had a really good trip this morning. Throwing a jerkbait and throwing some jigs and the pink worm below Fall Creek. Said he caught fish on all of them. Kind of feels like I've got some moss on my jig. No, not really. I got Duane's log coming up here pretty quick, so I feel like fish should be pretty active this evening. I really like this bank with 2 units because the water's not deep over here at all. And this is, I think it's a good bank. There's a lot of good fish that sit on this bank. It's got a lot of food. They just may not be hungry this evening. Young man just brought in a nice brown, I think. There's a little fish. I didn't see it. I was pulling out when they pulled in, and Duane was congratulating the young man for catching a nice fish, but I never did see it. They just brought in a pontoon. Well, me and my buddy, Bill Babler, are taking off tomorrow for Kansas City. We're staying overnight and then catching a flight out of KCI at 6 in the morning for Anchorage, Alaska. And from there, we're going to jump on a plane with Sound Aviation. We're flying to Sleet. I just missed one. Sleetmouth. It's a village almost straight west, a little bit north of Anchorage. Couldn't tell you how far. And then we're going to be picked up there by a guy out of Alaska Adventures, I think, Alaska Adventure Lodge. It's on the Holetna River. And we are going to fly to his place, spend the night, and then he's going to fly us upriver on the Holetna and dump us out on a gravel bar with a raft and supplies, and we're going to float for 6 days. We're going to catch, hopefully, the river has char, grayling, they said rainbows. Here's a fish. They said rainbows. I think I have one snagged. Maybe. Yeah. He's coming in tail first. 4 species of salmon, I believe: kings, sockeye, silvers, and chum. The sockeyes would be starting to spawn about then, and the kings should be either spawning or about done. Silver should be running, starting to run up, so they'll be pretty fresh. And the chum, I have no idea. I don't know much about chum salmon. I think they run a little before the silvers. And then we're going to be targeting she-fish. That's S-H-E-E-F-I-C-H. And these are known as the freshwater tarpon. They kind of look like a tarpon. They're long, slender, and silver. They fight very hard. The Holetna has a good population of she-fish, but they're not the big she-fish that big sports guys go after. This river has them up to about 40 inches. I guess they get a lot bigger in other rivers in Alaska. But I would take a 40-inch she-fish. We're gonna fly fish for the most part. I think Bill's taking one spin rod. Ooh, I just had a bite. The grayling and the char will hit dry flies. The char and the rainbow will eat, or all of them will eat eggs. We'll throw beads. And the she-fish, oh, there's one. We'll take schmalt flies. Baby salmon flies. And they're big streamers. And this river, like most rivers in Alaska, especially this time of year, will have a lot of bears on it. But they will be looking for salmon, not people, hopefully. Bill actually has quite a bit of experience. Him and Becky own a bed and breakfast up on Table Rock, and he is a guide for us. But he has a lot of experience floating rivers in Alaska and taking groups up in his earlier years. We went up and floated the Kelly River, which is north of Kotzebue. It's about 125 miles north of the Arctic Circle. We did that 9 years ago. It was a tremendous trip. So, it's taken us 9 years to get back up there and float a river, but hopefully it won't be the last time, because there is nothing like floating a river and not seeing anybody for a week, and it's just wonderful. Beautiful country, lots of wildlife. We're gonna hopefully shoot a ptarmigan and a grouse, take a shotgun. And I think we will be able to communicate while we're on the river. We have a Garmin inReach. We're not totally sure how to use it. I mean, we know that we've got it for emergency purposes, but as far as sending text and receiving text, we'll figure it out. But it works with satellites. And I am going to take, we have, like I said, one spin rod. I am going to take some jigs up there. Because I like fishing with jigs. It's kind of messed up. We're tying these with a new thread, and the thread actually is coming undone. I think we might have to rethink how we tie these things. Might have to put a little glue on them. Oh, missed one again. I'm going to quit here in just a second. Oh, yeah, I did grab some moss on that one. A lot of kayakers out today. Wow, yeah, that jig is just not. I'll throw it one more time. Water's really slowing down too. Actually, I think I've got a 16th ounce Sculpin Ginger jig on this other rod. I'll turn it around. Heck, I've only been fishing 15 minutes. I'll throw it out the other side. Here, one. And he got off. Sometimes that feathers kind of flip around and hang off the jiggy little crooked. One more cast. Ooh, that's a long cast. Okay, gotta head in. Thanks for watching. If I don't see you in the morning, I will see you in a couple of weeks. Thanks.